Russian President Vladimir Putin has outlined a set of sweeping demands as preconditions for ending the war in Ukraine, including a written pledge from Western powers to halt NATO expansion and the easing of sanctions, according to 3 sources familiar with the Kremlin's negotiating position. The demands, some of which have long been red lines for both Moscow and Washington, come as US President Donald Trump publicly ramps up pressure on Putin to engage in meaningful peace talks. On Tuesday, Trump accused the Russian leader of playing with fire by stalling negotiations, warning that continued aggression could lead to really bad things. Despite growing battlefield gains, Putin told Trump in a private 2-hour call last week that he is open to a ceasefire framework with Kyiv. According to the sources, Russia is currently drafting a memorandum that outlines its version of a peace agreement. However, no timeline has been set for completion, and Ukrainian and European leaders have accused Moscow of delaying talks while continuing military advances. Putin is ready to make peace, but not at any price. One senior Russian official with direct knowledge of the Kremlin said, as per reports. Sources outlined several key conditions, including a written commitment from major Western nations to halt NATO's eastward expansion, effectively ruling out membership for Ukraine, Georgia, Moldova, and other post-Soviet states. They also demand recognition of Ukraine as a neutral state, partial relief from sanctions, particularly those targeting Russian sovereign assets frozen in Western banks, and legal and constitutional protections for Russian speakers within Ukraine. Trump, who has repeatedly vowed to end the war swiftly if elected, has recently expressed frustration over Putin's hardline stance. On Sunday, Trump claimed in a Truth Social post that Putin had gone absolutely crazy after launching a massive aerial assault on Ukraine. Meanwhile, Kremlin insiders believe that unless Putin can extract concessions now, he may use further military victories to make tomorrow's peace even more painful for Ukraine and its allies. The Russian leader, sources say, is increasingly unwilling to compromise on territorial claims. Putin has toughened his position, said one source, adding that the Kremlin remains intent on controlling the full extent of 4 partially occupied regions: Donetsk, Luhansk, Kherson, and Zaporizhia. The situation leaves Trump, who has historically advocated for improved relations with Moscow, in a bind. While he has publicly criticized NATO's open-door policy as a trigger for the conflict, he has also warned of additional sanctions if Moscow continues stalling negotiations.